Hello and welcome back to the Henchman story. On the last episode we began our campaign with our four party members, Lord Bedlam, Kate, Madam Scorpion and Dave. We generally, well, it was better than expected in my opinion. I was kind of in awe of how everything went down. We chose to go with Lord Bedlam's story, and now we have to ask, because Lord Bedlam came across an enemy he did not want to kill, and he asked the party members to do it, so it's down to the, Game Master, us, to decide who gets the final kill. I believe I was leaning towards Dave during the last episode, but I'm kind of leaning towards Madam Scorpion now, because she wants to kill, and that should keep everyone except Kate happy, but I assume Kate's friendly enough to not be bothered by it, so let's find out.
Alright, the person who gets the first try at dealing the final blow is...
Madame Scorpion, Dave of Clan Dave.
Death. That seems fitting, all things considered.
Of course it does. I am the best equipped to handle the matter, after all.
But do you succeed? Because I feel like if you don't, it's going to be bad for us.
If we're being honest, you're the best equipped, period.
I noticed a small grunt from Kate's direction and catch her grimacing. I tried to offer a look of sympathy, but what does she expect me to say? It's true in the most literal sense. Madame Scorpion's character, Death, or D, as only Lord Bedlam has dared to call her, is maxed out as any character could be on after a single session of spells and swords. After the brawl in the tavern, she wasted no time in cracking the safe behind the bar, where she found a magic ring, an enchanted gauntlet, and she never slowed down from there. Now she's got two legendary short swords, magical throwing knives, and each poisoned to kill the entire fictional population of Stoltrum. Not to mention her character's ridiculous statistics. She could probably split on the dragon and kill it with its at this point, but nevertheless, I pull out my pen and heavily mark up a piece of paper in preparation.
First, I imbibe my greater potion of lethality and coat my blades in the poison of everlasting torment. Next, I use focus energy to increase my damage and spend a meditation point to reset my turn's actions.
I immediately thought it was just going to be like a thing, like we'd already defeated the boss. It sounds like you want to torture them. I furiously jot down my notes as Scorpion continues to prepare, spending every item and skill she saved up until this moment. Even though I know there's no chance whatsoever that the dragon survives even half of this, I'm sure I'd be done for. I'm sure I'd be in for much worse if I didn't accurately calculate just how much damage she does in the process.
And shifting to dragon stance will boost my attack even more since we're facing a dragon, and give me one more action.
And what do you do with that action?
And she's going to say, kill it.
I stab him, of course.
Okay, I thought you were literally going to say, I kill it. And expect us to automatically,
Of course, rolling to stab.
Several rolls and a lot of math later.
Well, you dealt 7,267 more damage than you needed. So as you stab your poisoned, enchanted, focused, and generally murder-ready short sword into the dragon's skull, it basically disintegrates on the spot.
Okay, that's probably what's going to happen to us if we ever get hit by her sword that she uses.
Well, that reminds me of an ancient dark paladin saying, "There's no kill like overkill."
Thank you, Batman.
Aptly put. Well struck, Death. You certainly lived up to your name, and then some. I think his very soul must have been shattered.
You see, everyone's praising Madame Scorpion, which is probably what she enjoys. Except Dave, well, maybe Dave.
Yeah, great job, ma'am. You sure?
Good attempt, Dave.
Utterly annihilated him?
Yes, it was very utterly and a little scary.
Don't worry, Dave. She won't target you.
Why, thank you, David. That's the nicest thing you've said to me all night. And this time you weren't even brown-nosing. And thank you, Stanley, for your gracious performance as our host this evening. I admit, when I first learned that you would turn down my offer for this, I was quite close to showing you my other office.
Well, at least you had fun.
But this has been an amusing experiment. I'm beginning to understand the appeal.
Well, at least she's calling it an experiment, I guess. A blink of stunned silence. My mouth opens to speak, but promptly closes when I can't find the words. Did she just say she enjoyed playing spells and swords? Did not see that coming.
You're welcome, ma'am. I'm glad you decided to join. Maybe next time...
There's probably not going to be a next time. She's going to demand us to join a job.
Let's not presume, Stanley.
Good point.
Yes, ma'am. And on that note, that concludes tonight's Spells and Swords adventure. I don't think I've ever gotten that far with a brand new party before. Nice job.
Oh, it's over?
That's usually... Well, okay. Haven't you played this before, Dave?
Well, yeah. You defeated the dragon / Lord Archibald's long-lost brother, and that's that. Not really much else to do.
Enslave the country, the world?
Nonsense! There's always more to do. The tireless work of Lord Bedlam is never done. Or Lord Lifesbane, for that matter. Why, I have a whole county to get in order.
See? Yeah, see?
Yes, Dan, he's got a whole country to worry about. That's plenty. As a squad supervisor, I would know how tough that is. A country is at least 6 or 7 squads worth of people. Maybe 8.
Well, Lord Bedlam's a county. Country's even bigger. But you're technically right, at least 6 or 7. So you're not wrong, Dave.
So, you want an epilogue or something?
Yeah, an epilogue! That's perfect! I think...
Dave, do you know what an epilogue is?
Yes, an epilogue will do nicely. The legend of Lord Archibald Lifesbane deserves to be wrapped up with grace and aplomb. Wouldn't you all agree?
Yes.
Sure. After all, a dark paladin's brooding is never done. It is infinite, like the black pit in the depths of my soul.
I have other matters to attend to. But if all of you are staying...
I mean, you don't have to stay.
Oh, it's okay, ma'am. If you need to take any notes, I could forward them to you in the morning.
So eager to be rid of me?
I mean, the truth is yes, because obviously everyone is scared of you, but clearly we're going to say no.
No, of course not, ma'am. I was just...
Trying to be dutiful, I know. A kind gesture, but misguided. It's not the game I'd be taking notes on, but the players.
That's yeah, it is pretty smart. You gotta take note of who's around you, especially since you're the boss. You want to know who's good at doing what. I glanced between the two women for a moment. I feel like I've missed some subtext here. There's been a weird tension between these two all night, or those two all night, but I can't pin it down. Considering one's a supervillain, the other's a superhero, and to be fair, Madame Scorpion is not incompetent. She's smart enough to know the difference.
Well, if you're all staying, then I guess we might as well continue from where we left off. All right, you're all still in the throne room.
That is an interesting CG. Because like, Madame Scorpion's not angry. She genuinely looks confused. I like the CG. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Kate looks like she's having fun. Daya's always having fun. And Lord Bedlam's having fun. And so we continue playing until late into the night. I don't have much of a plan, and there isn't enough time to create another sprawling adventure, but no one seems to mind. When Madame Scorpion and Lord Bedlam showed up, I thought things would be awkward and claustrophobic, but it's actually been one of the more entertaining one-shot SNS sessions I've ever had. Sure, every now and then there would be a very real fear that Scorpion was about to decapitate someone, but hey, that's how this whole henchman thing goes, isn't it? And you know, some nights, it's really not so bad. Could I really use that extra cash though? I could have really used that extra cash though. Issue 6, Finite Crisis. I barely remember collapsing into the bed when I finally got back to my room. I'm pretty sure I fell asleep as soon as I made contact with the sheets. The game turned out surprisingly fun, but it was a lot more work than usual. Especially not one, but two supervillains at the table. Both my brain and my emotions are fried. It leads to some weird dreams. By the time my phone wakes me up, Dream Me is running through a shopping mall in the nude, dodging laser blasts from a pack of giant anthropomorphic dice. That's an interesting dream. Some people, I mean, interestingly, like, because I know some people like to kind of like analyze their own dreams. But if anyone ever wants to, let me know what that means. To be fair, you probably could make it up and I wouldn't know the difference. It's enough to make me almost glad for the interruption. At least until I look at the time. Are we late? My bedside clock reads 6:10. Definitely not my an alarm. At least not one that I set. Is someone calling me? I fumble over my phone and peer at the screen and rub the sleep from my eyes. Is it Dave? It's Kate. Okay, surprising. Begrudgingly, I swipe to the right and hold the phone to my ear.
Kate, what the hell are you doing up? I didn't think that Scarlet Ravenblood was a morning person.
Yeah, well, even Scarlet would drag her morose butt up for this.
For what?
Listen, I've got something important to show you. I know we only met a couple days ago, but...
Is it the superhero costume?
It feels like we've been on the same wavelength since the start, you know? Like, we already know each other. Ugh, I feel like someone who says they're only looking for Libras in their kindling profile. Ignore that. I'm not talking about some cosmic connection. I just like you, Stan. And I think you like me.
Okay, was not expecting this.
So there's something I need to tell you before I lose my chance, and I need to do it in person. It's just one of those things you shouldn't do over the phone.
Okay.
Meet me at the door you showed me. Number 1385. Come alone.
Well, clearly she's going to wear she's going to wear the superhero costume, and it's going to be an option to either let her in peacefully, or she's going to...
Hey, slow down. My brain's still in boot-up mode.
Would she kidnap us if she's the superhero?
Let me just tell Dave where I'm going.
That's...
No, I mean, look, please don't tell anyone, okay? I'm serious.
I was joking. Jeez, sorry. You sure you're all right?
She's nervous because she's about to get caught because Madame Scorpion knows.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just hurry, okay? It's really important.
What is this, a drug? Is this a drug deal?
What is this, a drug deal? Look, Kate, we work for supervillains. No one's gonna get mad if you smoke a little. Just don't do it next to the vents. Then it gets in the circulation and the whole place stinks for a week.
Stan, you know I love to play banter badminton with you, but this is serious.
Okay.
Just, please, trust me right now.
Interesting.
That's all I'm asking.
Interesting that they both call it banter badminton. Badminton. Can't speak today.
Alright, but can I get a dash of context? A pinch, even? Kate? Hello? Shit.
But, like, if she would... why would she reveal she's a superhero? Especially someone she'd met a few days ago. Normally, I blame the cave walls for messing with the Wi-Fi, but with all the talk of hurrying, I feel that she just hung up. Where did that come from? Yeah, we've been getting along well, but that was a weird vibe for 6 a.m. For a 6 a.m. phone call. Not even a text, like a sane person. She had to call and wake me up. Yeah, it's usually a call if it's important. And combined with how closely she's been following me around, yeah, we're very weird vibes. If it were in the middle of the night, this would feel like the perfect stage for either a heartfelt confession, doubt it. I mean, it did sound like that halfway through. Or heart-rendering murder, if my life feels like changing genres. But at 6 a.m, could be anything. No, Kate doesn't seem like the murdering type. Still, if Kate says it's important, that's good enough for me. I take a moment to rub my eyes and stretch before rolling out of bed. I'm so tired that the first few steps are wobbly, so I slap myself a little to jumpstart my system.
Come on, man. Get it into gear.
Yeah, come on, Stan, you got this. I snatch my uniform from the floor and give it a tentative sniff. A little ripe, but not too bad. Apparently I need to hurry. So it'll do. No time for my usual morning routine either. So in lieu of my toothbrush, I rummage through my nightstand for an old tin of mints. Expired 8 months ago, probably still fine. Stan, if this is a heartfelt confession, you're doing this the wrong way around. Chewing on my vaguely mint-flavored chalk, I still zipped out of my uniform and hurried out of the door. I walked through the halls at a brisk pace, completely unimpeded by traffic. This place is practically empty at all this time of the day. Though, I'd have at least expected to find one or two diehards patrolling the halls with gusto. So Dave. The research wing is the same. I don't encounter a single guard on my way here. Surely someone was meant to have this shift. This couldn't have anything to do with Kay calling me. Why Kay called me, right? If she's a superhero, she could have knocked everyone out. Finally, I reached the hall. My familiar lonely hall, home to my equal lonely door, number 1385. Right where I left it. Except this morning, my door isn't so lonely. Kate is keeping me company, leaning against the adjacent wall. She quickly spots me and approaches me, gives me a approach. She quickly spots my approach and gives me a wave. Though it lacks her usual enthusiasm, I return the gesture.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Okay then. What's got you so worried?
No problem. After all, you said it was important. Several times.
Sorry, I had to be sure. I know I might have sounded like a crazy person.
We live in a world with superheroes and supervillains.
But I'm not. You know that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I'm here, aren't I? So what did you need to tell me? Have you decided to quit the henchman business and start brooding full time? If so, I completely support you. Clearly you brood like a pro.
Yeah, that's clearly it, San.
No, bigger than that. Way bigger. I'm actually not sure you'll believe me. So first, I want to show you something. You know this door that you've never opened? Well, we're going to open it.
Because you're gonna hack the door because you're clearly shunning Nova, right?
You're gonna stab me in there, aren't you?
What? No! Why would you think that?
Well, you have been following me around a lot.
I will.
You definitely went out of your way to meet me when we were headed to game night. Don't think I didn't notice.
Okay, yeah, that's a little suspect. Fine, I admit it. I've been following you around a little, but not to stab you. I mean, what the hell, man?
Because she's a superhero, she wouldn't do that.
When it comes to potential stabbings, it never hurts to double check.
That is fair, San.
That another official piece of veteran wisdom?
Yep.
As official as it gets.
I mean, yeah, you don't know who's gonna change teams.
Well, we're not getting through this door all that officially, so you may want to stand back.
Hesitantly, I take a few steps back from the door. She's not going to blow it. She's not. What? I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be an up there somewhere. Okay, it's not touching the door at all. Instead, her attention is on the keypad, which she's already cracking open.
Moment of truth.
Kate reaches into her belt and pulls out a small white and blue device and plugs into the keypad. After a few moments of fidgeting, white and blue, shining Nova's colours, it lets out a friendly beep and the door slide open with a groan.
After you. Figure you should see it first, considering how many hours of your life you've spent standing right next to it.
Please don't say it's empty.
Wow, polite and pessimistic. This is why we get along.
Please, if it's empty, that's gonna be a stab in the soul.
All right, let's see what Lord Bedlam's been hiding. Maybe this is where he stashed all that dog food.
You're making jokes, but I take a deep breath and step inside. Throne room? Oh, that's a computer, isn't it? Well, holy crap, this is a lot bigger than I expected. And what the hell is that? A monolith of a machine can't possibly be a computer, can it? But I don't see what else it could be. There's no visible pipes or mechanisms, just wires. And it looks like it houses circuitry. Getting some serious, I can't let you do that vibes from this thing.
This has been here the whole time?
Yeah, I mean, at least it's not empty.
I come in peace. Hopefully not evil AI person. Please don't sick any robots on me.
I'm sorry, it is too late. Stan, now I must turn you into a cyborg and enslave your mind.
I mean, cyborgs aren't that bad.
Don't worry, we're still about 3 decades away from any serious threat of an uprising, and there's a good chance the robots get too distracted by social media to actually overthrow the government.
Are you sure about that?
So this huge housing and all the circuitry inside it are gonna be dedicated to posting GIFs? At that size, I bet it could just make a few thousand of them as easily as searching for one.
Yeah.
Oh no, by then we'll be living in a post-GIF society. It'll be holograms or astral projections or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's true, superhero powers.
Right, but will we still have statements punctuated by clapping emojis? I feel like all those full stops would be super appealing to a robot.
Humans are an inferior life form, period.
I mean, robots are definitely a lot more efficient.
But tragically, I could never make any 15-second dancing videos. Alas, I have no legs, and I must meme.
Oh God, we need more sleep.
Oh, that's relatable.
So much more sleep.
Then why did you wake us up?
But seriously, robot uprising aside, is this why you were so curious about the door on our tour? Did you know this was in here?
If you did, then you must have had the blueprints because you clearly, Stan, put two and two together, please.
Sort of. I knew something like this was in here, but not this exactly. I didn't think they had enough time to set a unit like this up, but Scorpion and Bedlam must have been working together for longer than anyone thought.
So this machine is Scorpion's? I guess that makes sense. Lord Bedlam isn't exactly at the cutting edge when it comes to technology. But what did she put it here for?
That's a good question, actually.
And that's where things get complicated. Think, what do you know about Madame Scorpion, outside of the whole assassin thing? What are her skills, her interests?
Analytics and, sadism?
She was Bedlam's partner on that job Wednesday, right? She showed up personally for it, even intervened. And what was she after?
Information.
Data. Not really sure what kind, but it was a private tech company. No weapons, no financials. I never really figured out anything more specific than that.
And her business, the Scorpion Group. They've got this new Henchman app, right? Others too. And how do apps identify, recruit, and monetize users? Data.
Okay, and what's your point?
The private kind that companies aren't technically supposed to keep, but always do.
Oh, information and okay, and so like bank stuff. Okay.
Okay, I follow you. But is that really all this is about? An app for hiring meat shields?
She wants to steal from other supervillains.
No, not just that. They've got a lot of things in development. But more than that, think about her for a second. Remember last night? She'd never played SNS before, right? She barely seemed to understand what it was at first, but within minutes she was playing like she knew every rulebook by heart.
Yeah, it even seemed like she could predict the campaign I was running. How could she have known to stab that guy in the first town?
That's a good question. Well, not really. She couldn't predict. She's just a psychopath.
Exactly. She couldn't have, unless she was gathering and analyzing data about it in real time.
Oh my God, Madame Scorpion's a robot. I thought you said we had 3 decades.
Of course she's not.
What? No, she's human. She just has powers that let her brain work like a robot's. Sort of.
So she's really quick at thinking, that's all.
It doesn't officially have a name, because she's the only known case, and she's not exactly forthcoming on the details. I like to call it cerebral superprocessing.
I mean, that makes sense.
On a basic level, she appears to absorb and process data subconsciously, way beyond the rate of a normal human. However, it's expanded to a variety of physical and mental abilities.
I mean, that makes it so... Yeah, so it's like, Taskmaster. You basically copy what he sees.
Right, so that's how she was able to learn everything there is to know about SNS while sitting at the game table.
It makes sense.
She must have some kind of superhuman Wi-Fi, too.
Sure, if that helps you understand it better.
Okay, then.
That Wi-Fi and her enhanced physique could come from nanotech that rides off of her power's coattails, or a completely organic evolution of her baseline abilities. It's like I've been telling you, she's uniquely dangerous, and since you've been caught in her gravity, well, I figured you ought to know.
Why have we been caught under gravity, though? That's the question.
Appreciate it. I don't know if I'll be able to put it to use, but at least I know a little more about what all this has been for.
No problem. Like I said, you deserve to know at least that much. You might work for a supervillain, but the difference between someone like Lord Bedlam and Madame Scorpion is vast. You're way out of your league.
Yeah, one has superpowers, one's super delusional.
Kate, I'm always out of my league. That's part of the job.
That's also true.
But why the steroidal server over there? Isn't all that information in her head?
Maybe she can't handle it in her head, and she needs the information to, be extracted.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's meant to augment her power, or cycle new sets of data in and out. Whatever it's for, she must think it's important. She's invested a ton in it.
So do you plan to break it?
Her and Bedlam both, it looks like. Or at least he paid for the paint job.
If that. As far as I can tell, your boss has basically turned into a supervillain shell company for the Scorpion Group. So he might have picked the paint, but paid for it? Doubt it.
Okay, so basically we're working for the meat shield.
Good point. I don't think that dog food heist paid enough for a liter of soda, much less 20 gallons of paint. But hey, why don't we go find ourselves some index cards and string so we can set up a conspiracy board somewhere other than the secret supercomputer room, okay?
You think we're gonna get caught, Stan?
Not that I don't appreciate the glimpse behind the curtain, but something tells me that if Scorpion finds us here, then it'll be the last thing we glimpse.
Yeah, so you do. Okay.
Come on.
I turn towards the exit, motioning for Kate to follow.
Stan, wait.
Wait for what? Now you know I hate to pull rank, but listen to the vet on this one, okay? There are times to wait and talk things through, but this is not one of them.
So this is probably I think we probably sound a little bit like Dave a little bit. But let me guess, this is the reveal. I keep moving, but Kate still doesn't follow.
I mean it. Stop. There's something else.
As in like booby traps or the reveal.
And I mean it, Kate. I appreciate you calling me up here and showing me this. Really, I do. But I can't get caught in here, all right? You told me the big important thing you wanted to tell me, so now let's go.
Once more, I turn to leave. We got tranquilized.
That's the thing, Stan. There was one more thing that I needed to tell you.
And that's shining Nova symbols. Smoke rises from a scorch mark in front of my feet, stopping me dead in my tracks. Mouth agape. Oh, we didn't get tranked. Okay. I turned towards Kate and find her training a weapon at me.
Kate?
That's not my name.
I blink, dumbfounded, and glimpse at the weapon. Blue and white. Just like the thing she used to open the door, and just like...
Shining Nova.
So predictable, Stan, and you didn't notice this.
There you go. Knew you'd recognize me eventually. Just had to jog your memory a little.
No way. There's just no way. The whole time I thought I'd just been making friends with some cool new co-worker, not a world-famous superhero. Not just making friends. I've been flirting with a world-famous superhero. Good job, Stan, you did that. How did I miss it? What do you mean? What do you... Here, Stan, what do you mean by where the signs?
Sorry. Elephant tranquilizers tend to make things a little hazy. But your memory didn't need any jogging, did it? No, you recognized me from the moment you got here. That's why you went right up to me during orientation. That's why you've been following me around.
Why have you been following us around, though?
It's also why you made such a grim, edgy character in SNS, wasn't it? You were overcompensating.
Well, not really. Yeah, just made it obvious.
And that's why... Are you telling me you left your name tag on so you could remember your fake name? Seriously?
Really?
Hey, it's tough to keep everything straight when you're going undercover. There's nothing wrong with a cheat sheet.
I mean, that is true. It makes sense.
It's one syllable. You work at the absolute cutting edge of robotics, and you can't remember Kate?
It's just, I have a lot of names to keep straight, okay?
That's true. You have to remember who we are and who everyone else is.
Anyway, I was going to answer 3 questions as an apology for being dishonest with you, but I'm counting that as the first one. So now you only get 2.
Okay, then.
I don't think that's gonna cover everything.
You'll make do. Oh, come on. Fire away.
Isn't telling me this dangerous? All this just to get my number? Was it all a lie?
Isn't it dangerous to tell me all this? I could blow your cover.
I'm past that stage, but honestly, I trust you more than anyone else in this place.
I mean, Madam Scorpion probably already knows about you.
Low bar, considering your profession?
Maybe, but it still counts for something. You're capable of doing the right thing, Stan. I can tell.
Okay.
Maybe I'm capable of taking you down.
Taking me?
I mean, you aren't wearing the suit this time.
Okay, it's not that funny.
Also, she sounded like a supervillain.
But isn't it though?
I got pretty close before, didn't I?
It was one shot, Stan. I mean, I was impressed that you even managed that, but it was one shot.
That still counts.
Admit it, it was neck and neck. A real buzzer beater.
Nah, if we're using sports analogies, it was like
You made a layup, and then I dunked all over your face 100 times.
I don't know basketball. I only know it's basketball, that's about it.
But you tried your best. So you get orange slices at halftime and a participation trophy at the end of the game.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'll put it in my trophy case next to my Hero Weekly cover issue.
That's true, yeah.
Wait. You were the guy getting clobbered by Captain Commodore? Holy shit.
Isn't it Captain Commander?
Okay, this is a callback, though.
Honestly, no one knows.
Fair enough, then. If no one knows, that's fine.
All right, I'm counting that as one question. You get one more. Make it count.
Okay, then. What is your escape plan?
So how are you planning to escape? Even if I don't tell anyone, and I might still have to, you're not going to be able to stick around after this.
It's true.
I know. I'm a professional, man. More than you.
Ouch.
Sorry, that came out wrong. I appreciate the concern. It's really...
Suddenly alarms blare, echoing through the Les stone halls, and lights begin to flash, cutting off Kate, or rather, shining Nova, who we knew from the beginning, but Stan did not. Before she can finish her thoughts.
Shit, thought I had more time.
And the name has changed.
Guess this is where we part ways. Unless...
Unless-
Come with me.
Where?
I got what I came for, but that's just the first step. I could use your help with the rest.
How am I supposed to trust that after you just revealed that you've been deceiving me this whole time?
This isn't an angle, Stan. I'm honestly making an offer. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. All the bad luck and desperate decisions that got you here, you can undo them. A total reset. All you have to do is go out on a limb and trust me.
Or I could torpedo my career and live out my days in a trailer park somewhere, wondering when I'm gonna wake up covered in scorpion stings. You're asking me to risk what little I've built here on what? What guarantee?
I can't offer you one. But sometimes the only chance you have to break away from a system like this is to take that kind of risk. So what do you say? Ready to make that wager?
Okay, this is going to be an interesting one. I'll have to hold on the next one. Hopefully you had fun, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.